The 1970s didn't raise kids, it forged survivors. If you've ever wondered why people from that era feel so different, this will explain everything you've never heard before. People born in the 1970s lived a childhood that seems almost impossible to imagine today. There were no phones, no GPS, no parents hovering over every move. You left home with a bike, a few friends, and a vague promise to be back before dark. And if you didn't, nobody panicked. Nobody tracked you. Those hours of unsupervised freedom shaped something rare, a quiet belief that you could handle life on your own. You didn't wait for help. You fixed your toys. You got back on the bike after falling. You found your own way home when lost. Life tested you without asking for permission. And that test became the foundation for confidence, resilience, and independence. But to understand why they became this way, you have to look at who raised them. Parents forged by war, scarcity, and silence. Most parents of the 1970s generation had lived through war or hardship. They didn't complain. They didn't overshare. They survived quietly, and children absorbed that strength without realizing it. If something broke, they repaired it. If something went wrong, they adapted. Watching adults handle life without panic taught them more than words ever could. Responsibility wasn't taught, it was breathed in every day, and that quiet toughness passed straight into their psychology. But the environment outside their home shaped them too, and it demanded backbone, courage, and grit. The streets weren't padded, playgrounds weren't safe, accidents happened, life expected you to stand up. If you fell off your bike, you got back on. If someone insulted you, you handled it face to face. Mistakes had real consequences, no reset button. That world hardened them quietly, making them capable, steady, and unshakable. They learned early that life doesn't wait, and neither should you. And while the world tested them, their sense of responsibility became their identity. For the 1970s generation, responsibility arrived early. You didn't wait to be told what to do. You washed dishes. You fixed broken things. You adapted when life demanded it. Watching adults carry burdens without complaint taught them that problems are normal. Strength wasn't a skill, it was a lifestyle. And that mindset stays with them today. If I don't handle this, no one will, they learned before they even knew the words. But their strength wasn't just learned at home. They were the last generation to live in two worlds. One slow, raw and real, the other fast, digital and loud. People from the 1970s remember life without screens. No internet, no notifications, no constant noise. Yet they also witnessed the rise of technology. They wrote letters and sent emails. They played outside until sunset and also saw the first computers. This dual experience gave them balance. They aren't controlled by technology, but they understand it. They are grounded because they remember what silence feels like. But the world after 2000 raised a generation wired completely differently. Kids born after 2000 grew up in constant motion. Phones, notifications, videos, social media, they've had it all since childhood. Their attention jumps from one thing to the next. They compare themselves non-stop. Their brains never fully rest. They are smart, creative, and connected, but mentally exhausted in ways their parents never faced. Survival is no longer about freedom, it's about navigating overload. And this difference creates a psychological gap that changes everything. The 1970s mind was shaped by challenge. You fell, you failed, you learned, you survived discomfort because it was normal. The post-2000 mind was shaped by stimulation. Algorithms, notifications, and comparison train the brain to react, not adapt. One generation grew resilience through experience. The other grew sensitivity through overload. Two worlds, two psychologies. Neither is wrong, just wired differently. And the gap becomes even clearer when you look at emotion and stress. Stress hits these generations differently. 1970s kids watched adults carry life quietly. When problems came, they leaned in. They adapted. They endured. Post-2000 kids grew up in amplified emotional environments. Every feeling is shared, compared, or posted online. Stress feels bigger. Pressure feels sharper. One generation sees struggle as growth. The other sees struggle as threat. And the biggest difference isn't just emotional, it's how each generation builds confidence and identity. People from the 70s carry quiet confidence. They trust themselves. Mistakes are lessons. Challenges are expected. Post-2000 kids build identity online. Self-worth depends on likes, views, and approval. Confidence fluctuates daily. One generation knows who they are. The other searches for it constantly. So now the real question arises. Which generation really had it harder? The 1970s generation faced danger, responsibility, and freedom. They were tested by life, and strength was earned. The post-2000 generation faces mental chaos, overstimulation, and pressure. They are smart and connected, but mentally exhausted. Neither is easier. Neither is unfair. They are simply different. And that's the lesson. Strength can come from being tested, and endurance can come from surviving chaos. Which generation do you belong to? Before 1980 or after it? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this changed how you see the world, hit like, subscribe, and stay for more deep dives every day.